What's good? It's your boy, Beach Lasagna, coming with my first ever story time. And if you read the thumbnail, it's about the time I took Xanax. First time taking Xanax, and let's hop right into the story. So it's around 8:30. I'm sitting at the breakfast table at school with my friends, and we're all hyped about taking the Xans and whatnot. We actually planned this whole day in advance. So we're waiting on Carlos. Carlos is the plug in the situation. And Carlos was taking a very long time to show up and drop off the Zans at the breakfast table. I think it was around maybe 10 minutes before first period when he shows up. So we're waiting there. He finally gets there. We get the Zans and we immediately pop the Zans in our mouth. Me being the smart person I am, I take a half a bar because I did my little research and understand that Zans are very dangerous. So I pop the Zan. I'm heading to first period, and it takes a minute to kick in, probably like 30 to 40 minutes to kick in. So I really didn't feel nothing until after first period. So after first period, I'm walking to my second period, and let me tell you this: once I put my head down in second period, I was out like a light. Gone. I was in another dimension, but this dimension was dark. Nothing there. I literally slept through the whole period into the next period. So I was actually late for my third period. Probably not too late. I think maybe 10 minutes to 20 minutes. Not that bad, but still bad because I still missed part of my third period. I slept through my whole second period. When I woke up, when I arose from my sleep, I looked around because I was so discombobulated. I did not understand what was going on. I was just in a whole nother world. I woke up and I look around and there's totally different faces. I'm like, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? And my teacher says, you slept through the whole period. We tried to wake you up, but you couldn't wake up. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling well. So I lied. And so I end up leaving that period. I'm walking to my third period late as fuck. And I run up into Abigail. Abigail is this girl who is somewhat of a thought, a hoe, whatever you want to call her, but she's kind of a thought, whatever. So I run into her and I run into a couple of my friends and we're all chatting it up and she starts flirting with me, starts touching on me. And I was like, no thought, no thank you. I'm good. I'm grumpy as hell and I'm on a Xan. So I'm pretty sure the Xan made me grumpy because usually I'm not very mean to her. She's a cool person, but she's a cool thought. Put it that way. She's a cool thought. And she likes to flirt and mess with a lot of guys. And I was just one of the guys that she messed with. And I was kind of pissed at her because she kept messing with me. She kept touching on me and trying to hug me and stuff. And I'm like, ew, get this thought away from me. I was like, ugh. And let me tell you, when you're on a Xan and you're grumpy, the last thing you want somebody to do is mess with you. And so basically, I was like, fuck that. I get to my third period. And while I'm walking to my third period, I noticed that I'm leaning on the walls. I can't even hold myself up. I'm fucking disabled right now. The Xan has literally taken over and I cannot walk. If you literally see me in the halls, you can tell that I was on some drug. And I'm still surprised to this day that I did not get called to the principal office, nor did I get suspended for being high as fuck at school. But anyway, so I sleep through my third and fourth period. Fifth period is lunchtime, and that's when some more crazy shit starts to happen, right? So I get to my fifth period, I go to lunch, and when we come back to lunch is when the crazy shit starts happening. So I'm with Michael, Nate, and Tavo, right? So me, Tavo, Nate, and Michael, we're all in the same class, and Tavo popped the Xan with me, and I look at him and he's fine. Like, he's totally fine. He's chill. I'm like, how are you this chill? So the funny thing about this is that I don't remember anything after that lunch period. After lunch, when we came back from fifth period and we were sitting in class, because everybody told me that I was trying to pick up a girl and slam her on the ground or either spread her legs and try to have sex with her. And long and behold, who's the girl? Abigail. Because me and Abigail have the same fifth period. So Abigail starts flirting with me again in fifth period. And I was like, you know what? Since you want it so bad, I'm going to do it right here, right now, in fifth period. We're going to have sex right here in fifth period. To my understanding, that's what my friends told me. They said I was trying to pick her up and slam her on the ground and do all this weird stuff with her and spread her legs and try to have sex with her. I mean, hey, you was trying to get the beast to come out. I mean, earlier in the day, so why you don't want it now? But once again, I was on the Xan. I didn't have any control of what was going on. I was possessed by the Xan. I was taken over. I was like, fuck it, let's do it here right now. So somehow my teacher doesn't even freak out about this. She's like, go sit down. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Because she's an Indian lady. So she's like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Put her down. So I'm like, okay, I put her down. And I don't understand how the hell I even survived or even didn't even get in trouble by my teachers. So all right. So I go to my six. Nothing happens in my six that I don't think I remember from that day. I end up going to my seventh period, and that's when some more dumb shit happens. So I'm in there with my boy Angie. Me and Angie chilling, and he tells me the week after I took the Xan, yo, you don't remember when you had jumped on the desk and rolled off the desk? Well, actually, no. He told me I jumped on the desk, then I jumped off the desk, then I rolled on the floor and laid on the floor the whole period until it was time to go. So as you can see, the Xans had made me a full-on blown stupid ass person. Like I was just doing the most stupidest things that I could possibly do in class, and I'm so surprised once again how I did not get in trouble, which was ridiculous. So that was another thing that happened, right? And so that ends up happening. School ends, and I get a call from my friends on my phone, right? And they say, "Hey, do you want to come smoke 3 blunts with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, I definitely want to come smoke. I definitely want to come smoke 3 blunts with you guys." So they end up picking me up. We end up smoking 3 blunts. I get a call from my dad. He's talking about, "Hey, I'm gonna come pick you up from your grandparents' house." Blah blah blah. I ended up driving on a Xan and 3 blunts, which was not a great experience. I promise you, it was not a great experience. Obviously, I'm still here today. I didn't die. I didn't crash the car from that experience. But let me tell you, when I drove on a Xan and 3 blunts, it was one of the most bizarre experience ever. It was roughly getting around nighttime. I remember driving a car, and all I seen was the fractals from the lights in the sky or from the poles and whatnot. And I just sat there and I was like, how am I even driving this car basically on a Xan? Because I know that around this time I was coming off of the Xan, but I still had some effects to it. And when you smoke, yeah, anybody can attest to this. When you smoke, it kind of like boosts you back up into that headspace, or kind of gets you back to that level where you were kind of at, but not all the way at the peak. But it kind of raises you back up. Anytime you smoke weed, it just kind of enhances any experience. So, and at this time, I wasn't even that heavy of a smoker. Like, so when I smoke, it really hit me. The weed hits me. So I'm like, I'm driving on 3 blunts in a Xan right now. And I'm like, how am I even doing this? Because when I drive, and if I mess up on my driving, let me tell you, my dad will ridicule me to the fullest extent because he understands that driving is dangerous. But anyway, I make it to my dad's house. It's an hour drive. It's late. It's not that late, but it's dark, and I don't understand how I made it to my dad's house. I really don't understand. That whole day was a full-on doozy. I was fucked up. I did not understand, and because of that, I said, you know what? I'm never taking Xans again, and I stuck true to my word. I have never taken a Xan ever again, and that shit's fucking crazy. Like, I would never take a Xan again. I just don't find it enjoyable. It's not an enjoyable drug. Like, I don't like the feeling of not knowing what the fuck is going on. And, that's why I don't take it. You might take it or whatever. I'm not judging or anything. That's just my personal opinion. But it's your boy, Bitch Lasagna. I'm about to go ahead and leave and make another video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next video.